tap into that, unlearn those things, unlearn the beliefs that are not in alignment with who you are today, unlearn the beliefs that are not in alignment with where you're trying to go, unlearn the way that you were taught to be today, because that person that you were taught to be is not helping you get to the person you want to be. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. So today, as you guys know, if you guys see my other video, this is my official channel where I'm going to be talking about mindset, entrepreneurship, and life, you know, a little bit of lifestyle and stuff like that. I did want to keep my YouTubes organized, right? And so my other YouTube, where I believe most of you guys have transferred from, you know, is now just dedicated specifically to meditations, affirmations, things of that nature. So this is a new beginning, pretty much, kinda, right? Because I pretty much got rid of all the other videos that was on my YouTube. Yeah, taking chances. That's what life is, right? Taking chances, going with the flow, following your intuition. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys today about the mindset, right? Because I feel like, you know, this term, this word is going around a lot. Like, a lot of people use it, right? Even including myself, obviously. So, what I feel like is this word is just floating around, and there's a lot of people who do not fully understand and grasp what the mindset is. I think that there is a lot of, you know, conversations where people feel like it's just about positivity and negativity. It's just about thinking positive and thinking negative. And yes, that's a part of it, but the mindset is much more advanced. It's much more complicated than that, but at the same time, it is simple. The mindset is really like just this thing that we constantly and are continually learning, right? Like, no one on this earth, no amount of research, you know, up until this day that we're alive, has still given us the full scope of what the mindset is and what we can really do with our minds, right? Everyone's learning. I'm learning myself. We never stop learning, right? I'm always learning. But especially when it comes to the mindset, I wanted to just basically share that with you guys today, because again, I feel like a lot of people, you know, are hearing the word mindset and not really fully understanding what it means. We're going to talk about what the mindset is, right? And I'm just going to give a simplified version definition of it, because again, I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't want to make it complicated, because really, again, we can talk about the mindset for hours and hours and hours. I definitely can, because I love this stuff. But this video is really just like a brief intro into what the mindset is, right? The things that you should be aware of, right? And so that after you finish watching this video, you can now fully understand, or at least have a simple definition of, okay, this is what the mindset is. This is what my mindset is, right? And then also, I'm going to give you guys 10 tips on how you can improve your mindset. So also, after you finish watching this video, you'll have 10 different ways on how you can start or continue to improve your mindset, right? So you can start to think better, right? Think thoughts and feel feelings, and, you know, partake in activities and habits that help you instead of hurt you. Let's dive into it. So first and foremost, what is a mindset? Our mindset is a collection of thoughts, beliefs, and hidden messages that control and shape who we are. It's pretty much your thoughts, right? Your mindset is what controls how you think, how you feel, how you act and behave in life. So that's pretty much what the mindset is, to simplify it. Now, to take it one step further, a lady, Carol Dweck, right, American psychologist, she's actually the one that has created the term fixed mindset and growth mindset. So now this is where we come into the positive and negative talk, right? So fixed mindset, quote unquote, are people who mainly think negatively about themselves or about their lives, right? And so really they have negative thought patterns, negative beliefs, negative perceptions, negative perspectives, you know, that influence who they are, and that influences how they act and shapes who they are. And so that's more people who have a fixed mindset. And to even dig deeper, you know, people with a fixed mindset usually have the language of, you know, I can't, I'm not able, I won't, I don't have enough, I lack, I need. things like that. But I can't is a big one. Really people in who have a fixed mindset are really still breaking free from a lot of their programming in their life, right? So, and that's a whole other thing, right? But that's what the mindset is. So that's a fixed mindset, right? People who really have like a negative perception about themselves and about their lives, right? And then obviously the growth mindset is the opposite of that, right? So a growth mindset is someone who has more of a positive thought pattern, who has more positive perceptions, positive beliefs, positive perspectives, and has a more positive outlook on life, right? So that is what a person with a growth mindset has, right? So again, their language is more like I can, I'm capable, I'm doing it, things like that, right? And so that's how the positive and negative comes into play when it comes to the mindset. It's about fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Right now, a lot of people only think of two mindsets, right? Which is the ones I just spoke about, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. But for me, I feel like there's three mindsets. I feel like there's a fixed mindset, a growth mindset, and a fluid mindset. And I may change the name. Honestly, it kind of just came to me today, to be honest, right before I was filming this video. Because I was thinking about the mindset, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like there's more than two mindsets. I feel like there's people who have fluid. And when I say fluid, I feel like they're kind of in between a growth and a fixed mindset. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like there's three mindsets. So just understanding where you're at, though, is very helpful and beneficial on your journey of improving your mindset. That's pretty much what the mindset is in a nutshell. I'm going to obviously make more videos where we are definitely going to talk about the mindset, break it down a little bit more, really get really dive deep into, what the mindset is, how you can, utilize your own mental power in order to, create the life that you want, in order to really tap into your potential, in order to really do what you want and live how you want. So those are definitely going to come. So let's move on to the next part, where I am going to now give you guys some tips on how to improve your mindset. Okay, so first and foremost, when you are improving your mindset, this is my first tip when it comes to like a lot of things in life, but definitely the mindset. The first thing you should do, and I'm not, these tips aren't in order, so it's not like a step by step. It's more so they're just tips. But the first tip that I always give people is to acknowledge the problem, right? Because you're already past the stage of self-awareness. That's why you're here today. That's why you're watching this video. That's why you're learning about the mindset. That's why you're learning more about who you are. That's why you're learning more about, how you can improve your mindset, how you can improve your thoughts, etc., right? So the self-awareness part you already have been through or are going through. And so now it's all about acknowledgement, right? So it's all about acknowledging what the actual problem is. So what is the actual problem when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to the way you think, when it comes to the way you see life, when it comes to the way you see yourself, right? What's the actual problem? How do you actually think? What are the thoughts that you're actually thinking? And how is it making you feel? How is it making you act? How is it making you behave? Right? So first and foremost, because you guys know, if you guys are, for those who are aware of my content, you guys hear me say it all the time, you cannot solve a problem if you don't know what the problem is. You need to know what the problem is, right? You need to first acknowledge, okay, this is the kind of mindset I have, right? I have a fluid mindset or a negative mindset, or, I have a growth mindset, but it still can improve. Right? You should need to acknowledge that. You need to acknowledge what the problems are. How do you think? What thoughts are repetitive in your mind? What thoughts are, dragging you down? Which ones are hurting you? Which ones are self-sabotaging you? So first and foremost, that's my number one tip for you today. If you want to improve your mindset, you need to first acknowledge the problem. Acknowledge the problem. Acknowledge the problematic thoughts, right? Acknowledge the problematic thought patterns, the problematic perceptions, the problematic perspective, and so on. Okay? All right, so number 2, make a decision. This is like one of the main tips that I rarely see people talk about, which is weird, because when it comes to the mindset, first and foremost, when it comes to making change in your life, like really like working on yourself, anything like that, even when you're going after a goal, you need to make a decision. And you need to be even if your decision kind of changes as you go, cool. But overall, you need to be concrete on the main decision of, you know what, I'm today deciding that I'm going to improve my life, that I'm going to improve my mindset, I'm going to go from this person who's always feeling, guilty or negative or fearful or doubtful, to feeling more confident, to feeling more powerful, to feeling, more good, to feeling more positive about myself, more positive about my life. So you need to first make a decision. If you want to see the change, you have to make a decision, right? You have to make a decision for yourself and be like, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I am dedicating myself to, right? So make a decision today, right now, as you're watching this. Make a decision. What do you want for yourself? How do you really want to think? What thoughts do you really want to have, right? Make a decision. How do you really want to live your life? What kind of lifestyle do you really want to live? Right? What do you really want to start attracting more of? What experiences do you want to experience more of? Right? Make a decision. Because when you make a decision, right, and you stay dedicated to that decision, that is when you will see progress. That is when you will see change. Which kind of brings me to my number 3 anyways, which is stay dedicated, right? So stay dedicated to your decision. Stay dedicated to your journey. Stay dedicated even when the days feel like they're just so negative, or the storms are following you, or whatever the case may be. Stay dedicated. Stay dedicated to your goals. Stay dedicated to your decision. Stay dedicated to the fact that you are going to improve your mindset. Stay dedicated to the fact that you are moving from a fixed or a fluid to a growth mindset. Stay dedicated to your growth journey. Stay dedicated to your growth. Stay dedicated to you. Stay dedicated to your goals. Dedication is so important, because you're going to have these days where you're tested. You're going to have these days where you feel, like the negativity is about to take over you. You're going to have these days where people are going to spew their negativity at you, no matter how positive you are. But you have to stay dedicated to your decision. Stay dedicated to that positive mindset. Stay dedicated to that growth mindset. Stay dedicated to your journey. Okay? All right, number 4. So change your self-talk and language, right? So change the way you talk to yourself, change the way you talk about yourself, and change the language that you have on a daily basis, right? The language that you emit on a daily basis. So, for example, when I say language, I mean like the way you communicate, right? With yourself, with people, with the universe, the way you communicate with God, the way you communicate when you pray, your language when you're speaking about money, when you're speaking about life, when you're speaking about your goals, when you're speaking about your family, your friends, whatever, relationships, love, right? The way, change your language, improve your language. So for example, a lot of people will say things like F my life, right? That is horrible language. That is negative language. That is language that attracts more negative experiences, because you're saying F my life. That has become your mantra. That has become your language, right? So improve your language. So improve the way you talk, improve the way you see things, the way you speak on things, the way you speak on yourself, the way you speak on your goals, the way you speak on your dreams. Improve that. And improve the way you speak again about yourself, right? Improve the self-talk when you're talking to yourself, right? Improve that. Don't just, oh, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, am I capable? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. No, talk to yourself. I can do this. You know what? I may feel down today. I may feel like this today, but I can do this. I got this. I'm worthy. I'm capable. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I'm beautiful. The list goes on. Just have those positive self-talks, okay? And change your language. And change your language to align with the life that you want to create, the life that you actually want to live, right? So if you want to be rich, start talking like that, right? Start talking to yourself like that. Start talking to people like that, the universe like that. If you want to be more loved, start talking like that, right? Start speaking the language of love, right? Start speaking the language of money. Start speaking the language of growth, of prosperity, of peace, of healing, of whatever it is that you want. But you need to speak the language of what you actually want and how you actually see yourself, instead of the opposite. Okay? Number 5, so learn, unlearn, and relearn, right? This is so important on the journey of improving yourself as a person, period. Personal growth, personal development, improving your mindset. This is all important. You need to learn, obviously, about the mindset, but really learn about you, right? Learn about your journey, learn about your past, learn about your mindset, learn about your thoughts, learn about who you are, right? Learn about the different studies and the researches, learn through books, learn through videos, learn through movies, learn through the Bible, whatever it is that calls you and draws you when you're on your personal journey. Learn, pick up that book, listen to that audiobook, tap on that podcast, go follow that content creator, whatever it is. When you're on your healing and your growth, your personal growth journey, especially when it comes to your mindset, do what's calling you, especially the positive, right? But the whole point is to learn and never stop learning, right? And unlearn means to just unlearn the things that you were taught, unlearn the things that you're programmed to believe that are hurting you, that are hurting your success, that are hurting your achievements, that are hurting your journey, that are hurting your potential, right? Tap into that, unlearn those things, unlearn the beliefs that are not in alignment with who you are today, unlearn the beliefs that are not in alignment with where you're trying to go, unlearn the way that you were taught to be today, because that person that you were taught to be is not helping you get to the person you want to be, right? So unlearn all those different things, unlearn, right? And continue to learn and relearn, right? Keep learning and keep growing and keep developing, and then keep going back and learn again and unlearn again, right? That's the whole point of personal growth and personal development. You have to keep learning. And again, it's not just about learning these concepts, right? Learning about healing, learning about the mindset. It's really about learning about yourself, learning about God, learning about your spirituality, learning about the world, learning about energy, learning about spirit, learning about your heart, your chakras, or learning about your mindset, again, your thoughts, your subconscious mind. It's really like a never ending it's really like a never ending journey when it comes to learning about yourself, right? And this personal growth is a never ending journey, so understand that as well. And so that also taps into staying dedicated and making decisions, right, that help you and support you, because personal growth is a never ending journey, and so you need to stay dedicated if you really want to see it all the way through. Number 6. So I love this one. So it's wiggle out of your comfort zone. So the reason why I'm saying wiggle out is because so most of us are aware of what quicksand is, right? So when I think of a comfort zone, I think of quicksand, because I feel like that's exactly what a comfort zone is. And especially when it comes to leaping out of your comfort zone, as people say, coming out of your comfort zone. It's not as easy as just yanking a carrot out of the ground. It's really it really does take a wiggle, right? So when you think of quicksand, you have to wiggle your way out, right? And it takes a little bit, but you'll get out once you wiggle your way out. And so when I think of comfort zones, I think of quicksand. So you got to wiggle your way out of your comfort zone, because sometimes a lot of the people, this is how the mindset works too and the body works, is that when we kind of yank ourselves out the ground as if we're a carrot, what we do to our minds and to our bodies, that it's almost like a shock, right? And then what ends up happening is that you kind of relapse, if you will, and you end up going right back to your comfort zone, maybe a week, month, couple months later, because you didn't give yourself time to actually wiggle out of it. Wiggle out of your comfort zone. Give yourself time is pretty much what I'm trying to say, to grow and to improve your mindset, right? Wiggle out of your comfort zone. Take it one step at a time. Take it one routine at a time, one tip at a time, whatever works for you. But go with the flow and wiggle as much as you can out of your comfort zone until you feel like, I'm free. I'm never stepping back to that quicksand. Now that I see where it is, I can watch my steps for the next time, right? But wiggle yourself out of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is what's going to keep you comfortable. It's what can sabotage you from growing and from achieving your goal of improving your mindset. Okay, number 7. So create a routine, right? So I just spoke about that briefly, but create a routine, right? So the best way to, improve your mindset is to just create a routine, especially if you have, most of us all have positive, negative habits, right? But especially if you have a lot of negative habits that are holding you back, that are sabotaging you, you really want to create a routine that's going to help you to let go of those habits, right? So for example, say that you have to wake up, earlier in order for you to work on your business or whatever the case may be. But for some reason you keep waking up past noon, it's a bad habit, you're late for a lot of things, you're not really involved in a lot of things, whatever the case may be. So you want to create a routine that's going to help you, obviously, to change that. So now you're going to maybe Set an alarm for 8 a.m., right? When you get up, you're going to work on your mindset, maybe meditate, you're going to pray, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to do something, right? So you want to create a routine that's going to help you on your journey, right? So you can definitely Google, you can definitely check my blog out for some ideas, but definitely check my blog. Actually, I'll put something in the description box on how you can create a routine for yourself, right? Because the thing about routines is like, routines are personalized, right? So what works for me may not work for you. My routine may not be what vibes with you. So you have to figure out what vibes with you, and again, what is in alignment with your goals, what's in alignment with who you are or where you're trying to go, right? So create a routine that's going to support you instead of, sabotage you, of course. Number 8, so make changes and not excuses, honey, okay? We are over the excuses in 2021. No, right? Make changes, not excuses. And that goes across the board. When you are on your journey of personal growth, improving your mindset, etc., we know that there's going to be things that you're going to have to let go of, people you're going to have to cut off, environments you're going to have to change. If you really want this, and it comes back to that dedication, comes back to that decision making, right? And sticking to that decision. If you really want this for yourself, if you really want to improve your life, improve your mindset, improve your lifestyle, improve your habits, etc., then you need to make changes and not excuses, okay? You can't be saying, oh, well, you know what? Although I know this person is not that good for me, I know this person is not that positive in my life, I'm just going to keep it around just because, excuses. Oh, I know I have to get up and go to the gym and work out, but excuses. I know I have to improve my business strategies, but excuses. Stop the excuses. If you want change, you have to cut out the excuses. That's just, it is what it is. So when it comes to your mindset, you have to control that. You have to begin to make change and not excuses. And whenever you feel like an excuse is coming up, just remind yourself, no, make change, not excuses. Make change, not excuses. Make change, not excuses. All right, we're almost done. So tip number 9, check yourself. Right? So I love this, again, if you're familiar with my content, you probably see me say this a few times, but check yourself. Like that saying, really check yourself before you wreck yourself, is actually like, I love it. It's so true. Really, like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like, check yourself. Be honest with yourself. Self-reflect on the way you are living your life, right? Self-reflect on the thoughts you've been having lately. Self-reflect on the way you've been acting lately. Self-reflect on how you've been treating your business, your goals, how you've been treating your body, your mind, etc. Like, really check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? And that really means, in my sense, check yourself before you hurt yourself. Check yourself before you go down the wrong path. Check yourself before you make the wrong mistake, or make the wrong decision. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you really sabotage yourself, right? So really self-reflect. Take time throughout your days, throughout your weeks, throughout your months to self-reflect, right? Because it's really important. That's how you grow, is when you self-reflect. When you self-reflect, you're self-aware. You now acknowledge more about yourself, and you're able to make the necessary changes. You're able to heal in the ways that you need to heal, and you're able to overcome in the ways that you need to overcome. When you self-reflect more, and when you take the opportunity to really check yourself more. Okay, so check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right, last tip. Thank you guys for whoever has made it this far. Okay, these are definitely, if you guys like this tip, by the way, so far, definitely comment below and let me know. But thank you for those who have made it. So the last tip, and the best tip, just joking, they're all good tips, but the last tip is to take care of all areas of your well-being. When it comes to your mindset is connected to your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being, your social well-being, your intellectual well-being, your environmental well-being, and am I missing anything? And your occupational well-being, right? So your mindset is literally, yes, it's a driving force of everything we do. It's a driving force of our decisions, our behaviors, our results, etc., right? The list goes on. But it is also, again, connected and influences all these other areas of our life, right? So rewind if you need to hear all those wellness areas again. But your mindset is connected to all of these wellness areas. So when you are improving your mindset, you're not just improving your mindset. You're improving your spiritual beliefs and habits and exercises, right? You're improving the way you take care of your body physically. You're improving the way you are socially. You're improving the way you are when it comes to your career, your job, or business, or whatever. You're improving the way you are intellectually. Literally, it's a whole connection, like connect the dots. It's everything is connected within us, right? And so when you're thinking of your mindset, again, it's a personal growth journey. Everything else is going to be influenced or touched on. And so when you're healing your mindset or improving your mindset, just remember that all of these areas, all of these elements, all these wellness areas of your life matter. Okay? So you need to focus on all these wellness areas of your life as well. And that's it. Thank you guys again for making it to the end. I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share with anybody, or just share across your social platforms. You know, that's a way of sending me love, and I receive it, so thank you. And that's pretty much it. So I know this video is probably a little long, so I won't talk your ears off anymore. I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Sending you guys lots of love, blessings, positive vibes, and I will see you guys in my next video.